Hi everyone and welcome to today's morning report on Wednesday the 11th of May with me, Richard Perry, market analyst at Hantech Markets. We've got a sort of relatively negative open on the equity markets, and that's sort of come as the sort of gains that we saw on Wall Street didn't really last through the Asian session. They got sold off into the close. Nikkei was around about flat at the close, but the negativity has continued as the sort of yen has started to strengthen again. And that strengthening of the yen has started to sort of impact across the dollar, really. The dollar rally that we've seen in the last week or so has just started to tail off, and we're starting to see some turning points possibly in these forex majors. I'll talk through the charts in a bit, but some interesting possibilities going on here in the markets, and you're seeing the likes of gold finding support, silver, and the euro as well. So some possibly interesting moves that we've got ahead. In your what have you got to look forward to today? Well, you've got the UK industrial production at 9:30, expected to come in for the year on year at minus 0.4%. So very slightly improved on last month, but still not great in terms of the data there. Still not still below zero. And then this afternoon we've got the weekly EIA oil inventories report, and that is expected to come in at plus 1.5 million barrels, so another build in oil inventories. Now, this report does sort of create volatility in the oil markets, and at the moment we're seeing the oil price slightly lower on the day, and that is again sort of feeding into this sort of equity market correction that we've got here. Let me just show you. WTI just slightly lower, but again you can see this in the last sort of week or so, very choppy moves on the oil price, no real direction as this sort of choppy consolidation continues, and it's sort of dragging it sort of ever closer towards the uptrend, and it could be a test of that uptrend underway if this correction or this consolidation continues. So my chart of the day is the euro yen. Now we've seen euro yen, let me just go back all the way actually, because just consistent downtrend, just in sort of since in the last 12 months really, all the consistent lower highs, lower lows, and rallies get sold into. We've got a sharper downtrend now that comes in around that sort of 125.50, 126 area today, and it just, I think, just shows that once again this rally that we've had on euro yen, which is the yen unwinding the recent strength, I think is ultimately going to get sold into again. I think the yen is going to continue to strengthen, and the jawboning of the BOJ has obviously helped euro yen in this rally, but I don't necessarily think it's going to last. I think the technicals certainly suggest that. The RSI again seeming to fall over around the sort of 50 area, 51, 52 yesterday is the high, just rolling over. You've got this sort of band of old resistance, sorry, old support becoming new resistance, and that sort of creates sort of a pivot between sort of 125, 126. I don't necessarily think you're going to get there though. I mean, certainly the overnight high 124.45 is where the rally has just rolled over, and it seems as though already this rally is coming under pressure. You've got a pivot line on the near-term chart around about that sort of where we are now, 123.50. Bit of a pivot that is coming under pressure. So I would say that there's a sort of a band of support, 123.20, which was the low that we had on yesterday morning, towards 123.50. So that's sort of 30 ticks worth of support. If that 30 ticks worth of support were to be broken, I think that you would then start to see a move back lower, and you can see here that was a bit of a breakout level, wasn't it, 123.20. So I think that is a key element of support near term. I think if that were to break, I think you could quite quickly see this dropping away. You could argue there's a sort of a minor pivot level around about 122.50, but you could easily see a move back towards the low 121.45. So I think ultimately rallies are a chance to sell on this euro yen, and it could be that we've already seen the limit of this rally. But it'll be an interesting move, but certainly I think you're looking to sell into strength on euro yen. So I wish you good luck in your trading today, and I'll speak to you later. Thank you.